Hey, good morning, people in the group. I, man, I got another video for you. See, I got my trucking shirt on. That's my business. My mother, she makes these shirts and stuff like that. She can make any shirt. She just did this for me, so I thought I would wear it today. Got my Let me raise up a little bit. Got my business name right there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's my business name. But that's She gave me this because she know these are the trucks I like. So, but anyway, back to this, the task at hand. Okay, so this video today is about uh, some history before I start going into steps on becoming a private citizen. I just wanted to continue to give an understanding why we do what we do, right? And I don't. I want everybody to know that it's not just about why we're doing it. It's the history of it, so you'll understand to the fullest about what's going on here. Okay. Now again, I will always state for educational purposes when I start my videos is that you can go look these things up. Um, if you need copies of the docs, just let me know. I can give you copies of what I'm reading. You can also find them online, okay? Because they're readily available online. I always tell anybody, go research yourself. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, all you have to do is go research yourself, okay? So what I want to say is also is that there's been a few people hit me up about mentorship um, and wanted my help. I've kind of answered a lot of questions to people that they got in touch with me. Yes, and like I told you before, if you have, again, my process is not the same process. I'm gonna keep saying this. My process is not the same process as what you may have learned in the group. Okay, so I'm not going to force anybody to do my process. You can continue on your journey as you like. I just want to give you the reason why my process is being done. Okay, so we have an understanding on things with that. Okay, so let's get into it. This video might be a little kind of long for some people. It might get boring to some people because it's not really what they want to hear. They probably want to just hear about some documents. They probably want to hear about just getting started, But I have to give you this so you understand why you're doing this stuff and what's being going on around you, so you know how to handle yourself when it's time to handle yourself. Again, it's not about stating laws. It's not about uh, being tough about the law and stuff like that. It's not none of that. It's just deep down inside why you're doing certain things, and it doesn't have to be said because they know, and they know. There's no certain codes and stuff like that to be little, no nothing. They when you speak. And the way you speak, and they hold up and freeze themselves, and well, I'm gonna say this: they freeze themselves and they think about it like, oh shit, this person knows something. So this is why I like to try to give you some history so you'll know why you're doing something. Okay. So let's get this thing started. So how we gonna start off? Okay, we're gonna start off with Libra code, right? Libra code. So Libra code is instructions for the government of armies of the United States in the field. Okay. That There we go again. Of the United States. I said this in my last video. What does that mean? That means within the territory. Their territory, right? Instructions for the government of armies in the territory of the United States in the field. Okay? So you can understand how they go in the sentence. Okay, so uh you can go online and you can go up. You can actually go online to see this. It's up on the Yale Law School, right? See, when they put these in the colleges, this is true stuff. This is not just made up stuff. And I'm gonna read to you. See, we don't when we don't read, we don't know what's there. You have to go search. You have to go look, which is the same thing. Search. and read, and you will see these things. Okay, so let me get to it. It's a lot of articles, but we're going to read article 13, 16, 21, 22, 23, and 31 of the Libra Code. Okay, I'm going to start with 13. And I'm going to kind of elaborate on some of these things, and some of them I'm not going to elaborate. Okay, so you know ahead of time. Okay, Article 13, military jurisdiction is of two kinds. Okay, just know that it's of two kinds. First, that which in conferred and defined by statutes. Okay, which this is what they use, statutes. Okay. Second, that which is derived from the common law of war. Okay, military offenses under the statute law must be tried in the manner therein directed. But military offenses which do not come within the statute must be tried and punished under the common law of war. The character of the courts which exercise these jurisdictions depend on the local laws of each particular country. Okay. In the armies of the United States, the first is exercised by courts martial, while cases which do not come within the rule and articles of war or the jurisdiction conferred by statute on courts martial are tried by military commissions. This has something to do with the Emergency Banking Relief Act. It has something to do with the Trading with the Enemy Act. And now we'll talk about what those are in a minute, right? Okay? Because that all works together. So, Article 15, military necessities. Admits of all direct destruction of life or limb of armed enemies and other persons whose destructions is incidentally unavoidable in the armed contest of war. It allows the capturing of every armed enemy and every enemy of importance to the hostile government or peculiar danger to the capture. It allows of all destruction of property and obstruction of the ways and channels of traffic, travel, or communication, and all withhold substance, and means of life from the enemy, of the appropriation of whatever an enemy country affords necessary for the substance and safety of the army. So this tells you right here is that you are enemy, and they have to use any any means necessary to have control. Okay, that means with travel, traffic, everything. They want to control everything. You're the enemy. It says it right here in Article 15. Okay, military necessities, what they must do. Okay, so Article 21. Okay, the citizen or native of a hostile country is thus an enemy. You heard that right? Read it one more time. Article 21 of the Libra Code. The citizen, U.S. citizen, or native of a hostile country is thus an enemy. This is their stuff. Okay. This is why I say you must go and research these things yourself so you'll know for sure why you're doing something. Just a second. Why you're doing something, okay? As one of the constituents of the hostile state or nation, and as such is subjected to the hardship of war. Mean they raging war on you. You will suffer the hardship of war. Okay? That means you are the enemy and we're raging war on you. Courts, traffic tickets, bills, taxes, all that. That is raging wars. Again, use your head. When I say raging war, somebody will sit back and say we not in war with them. They say they are in war with us. Not me, the U.S. citizen. Okay? They are saying they in war with you. You may not think you in war, but you are. Courts, bills, taxes, and everything else that you do. Right? Traffic tickets. Okay. Article 22. Nevertheless, a civilization has advanced during the last centuries, so has likewise steady advanced, especially in war on land. Okay, war on land means that you in courts and stuff like that. That they're pulling. Yes. Okay. The distinction between the private individual. You heard that right? This is innate paper. This is they shit. So they must abide what they doing. They hoping you don't catch this stuff. Okay? They hoping you don't catch these laws, right? That they go by as military, right? This is why you have basketball games. This is why you have track and field to keep you focused away from this shit. As long as you got something to do, you're not going to read shit. Okay? If you don't think so, how many have you, besides the ones that study and read, on a normal person that going about their normal life, how much do you see them read books? Not many. Okay, but it is some. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying how many. It's more that if that goes about a normal life. I'm just here. I'm going to work, and trust me, watch movies. Don't read. Gonna go to basketball games. Gonna play sports. Gonna just go about their life. I'm free. I'm cool with what I'm going through. I'm cool with it. I'm content. You can't. And once you know this, you shouldn't be content. Right? So it says it right here. Between the private individual belonging to a hostile country and the hostile country itself with its men in arms, the principle has been more and more acknowledged that the unarmed citizen is to be spared in person. So this is why I make my statements to people that don't understand. Sometimes they don't even know what I'm saying when I say this is what I'm saying. Yeah, you're going to be looking crazy when I'm standing over here like this in a time of war or a disaster, and you're standing like this. Like, why are y'all harming me and not him? Because I'm a private citizen. It says it right here, do not mess with a private citizen. I don't care if I got a gun on me. If they raging war, and okay, let me show you an example. Have you watched movies and you wonder why? This has to go on some people, but sometimes it don't. Through your head when you're watching these movies with military in it and disasters happen, and they choose which people they want to save. Right? That's true stuff. Some of them is important to them, and some of them are private citizens. They don't tell you in the movie though. Have you seen where you be in the movie? Watching the movie, and the movie shows the military is acting a fool, treating the U.S. citizens badly, like, oh, get out, and all this kind of stuff, because you are enemy. They don't treat you as such. You thinking you leaving a freak? That's their agenda, right? That's their agenda, is to keep everything cool. But if some go bad, They're gonna handle you, right? If let's say a group of people start acting up, right? Let's just say that. Let's just say a group of people start acting up. You know what they want to call them? They want to call them a cult, and they could be for the good. You see what I'm saying? They can call them a cult because first of all, they don't want one man having the power. Because if you have power, you can influence everybody in the United States if you got that much power. You see what I'm saying? You can't have power like that. Me personally, I don't want that type of power because it causes exactly that, them bothering you, stuff like that. But if you're a private citizen, they can't. You see what I'm saying? They have you because again, we're not anti-government, we're not policing, we're not anti-police, right? Not policing, anti-police, right? So we're not gonna have that problem. You see what I'm saying? Versus a person running out here stating statutes and codes, throwing OIDs around, running in courts trying to state codes, but they gonna not respect the shit. Those are two. You're still considered an enemy, people. You're still considered an enemy. Okay, so let me go on. Okay, and honor as much as exigencies of war will admit. So I mean, like I said, in that whole paragraph, it just said what they'll do to you, right? And I'm gonna move on to something that's you're gonna really like, right? Let's say article. Well, I haven't got there quite yet, but I'm gonna go with this one, Article 23, word, and then the last 31. But I'll start getting into the good stuff next. So okay, so private citizens are no longer murdered. So please tell me why you want to argue with a private citizen stating that you don't have to do such and such and such things. See, you can weigh the options. You can talk the shit and say, I ain't got to do that. I ain't got to. You don't. But just remember, you still an enemy, people. You still an enemy. This is what they said. I'm always stressed that I didn't say it. So to make this thing fun and hilarious sometimes, I got to do it. But listen, man. Article 23 says it. This is the Lieber Code. Their shit. Okay? Military stuff. So, again, if I got a gun on me and I'm standing outside and some shit going on, the military come through, they'll say, hey. I say, hey, I'm private. You know, I'm here. No hands in the air. Hey, here, I'll accept y'all oath. There you go. Guess what they're going to do? Say, okay, Mr. Stone, go over here, stand to the side. Let us handle this right here. Okay, bye. That's the difference from me and a U.S. citizen. Okay, I'm going to read it the rest of it. Private citizens are no longer murdered, enslaved, or carried off to distant parts, and the inoffensive individual is as little disturbed in his private. Oh, it's cut off. I can't say it, guys. I apologize. It's cut off. As the commander of the hostile troops can afford to grant in the overruling demands of a vigorous war. So again, if something happens out here, they're going to not mess with no private citizens. They're going to handle everybody. They're not going to care about you. They're not going to care about you. Okay? They're going to tell me to stand to the side, get out our way, let us handle our business. Okay. Want to know why? Again, they respect the private citizen. You do not touch them. They're not an enemy for us, or enemy to us. We're not a threat. Know the difference between a U.S. citizen and a private citizen. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is why I'm giving you history. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. So you can't say, man, he don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking shit. It's right here in the Lieber Code. Go read it. It's on the internet. Google it. I'll give you the documents. I'll upload it so you can go get the link and you can see it. Just ask me for it. If you're too lazy to go look for it, but y'all use to Google, oh wait, I just gave it to you, Libra code. That's their stuff, not mine. We didn't make it up. They did. See, this is there because you don't read. Nobody reads. So they know that's why they're doing what they're doing. All you gotta do is pay attention. This is why they have entertainment. So you don't go read. Because if you don't have entertainment, you will go read. Because that's the entertainment. If you don't have a TV, that's you'll be reading something. Yeah, all the books around. Have you man, I wish I remember the movie. I'm gonna give you an example. I wish I remember the movie that showed I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna try to find it and I'm gonna get it back with you guys on the movie name. Where in the movie, and some of you might have seen it just for me saying this, where they who played in that movie? I forgot his name, but it's a black guy. He's a known actor. What they did was this is public private stuff too, though. In a way, they was raging war on anybody that read books. Do I believe that can happen? Yes. Want to know why? Because they want to change the world. They don't want you to know no history. They don't want you to know nothing. This is why a lot of our history has been taken out. Label, color people, right? They did it then. So what makes you think they won't do it if people started, getting knowledge? You see what I'm saying? They don't want you with knowledge. You want to know why? Because that's power. That's power. So again, I'm going to try to find the movie name and y'all go watch the movie. They tried to take all the books out. They will knock you off. These are police. The police was sent out to stop people for having book collections. I'm talking about in the future where you don't supposed to have no books. You're going to follow what they say, period. So whatever they say, they're going to manipulate everything. So that means you can't go back and research nothing, no laws, no nothing. But in the movie, the guy goes back and wonder why they was doing this stuff. And he read some of the books and found out why. Good movie. I'll try to get the name for y'all. Good movie. Just kind of look it up. Maybe Google it, might come up. Man, they try to take all the books out. You was not supposed to have books. This is why I say this is the reason why they doing what they doing to cover. Give them entertainment. Give them football. Give them basketball. Give them swimming. Give them all this. Give them something to do so they don't read books. So they continue to put books out so it doesn't look like nothing. You have to understand. Okay? Back to it. Okay, so Article 31. A victorious army appropriates all public money. Everything's military law. That's what that means. I mean, everything's military law. They run the money. Emergency Banking Relief Act. Trading with the Enemy Act. That says it in itself. Trading with the Enemy Act. Wait a minute. Trading with the Enemy Act. Go look at that. That in itself says a lot. You are an enemy as a U.S. citizen. Seize all public movable property until further direction by the government, the commander-in-chief. He sees all property, everything. Your car you drive, your bike you drive, if you drive a motorcycle. Your house you have a lien on when you first buy it. Person trying to tell me you don't have a lien on your house when you buy your house. Yes, you do. That's why they take it from you. What does that mean? They take the house from you because you have a lien on it. When you sign a promissory note, they give you, not you give them. Because they don't accept it. They only give it to you. You better accept it or they won't give you the loan. Catch that? Catch that. They don't accept shit from you, but they'll give you the promissory note. You better accept it or you won't get the house loan. When you sign it, There it goes right there. If you read it, read it. If you haven't read it, if you're going to try to buy a house as a U.S. citizen, read it. They're not going to tell you in there that they're going to put a lien on there, on your house. When you sign the papers, that's who the deed goes to because they gave you the money, which is actually your money. But we'll go into that another time. Okay. So, like I said, I got a lot of things I can talk about, but I try to keep these videos late and then not try to stay on subject so y'all people understand. I know y'all probably wonder, like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? But we'll talk about it. I'll come with a video talking about this stuff. So, okay, moving on. The next thing, okay, laws and customs of war on land. That is important. You must go read that. This is important. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I got 3 articles in there to read. Trust me, people, you have to go read this stuff so you'll understand why you're trying to become a private citizen. Okay? You have to understand why that you're trying to become a private citizen. Not just be, I'm just going to do it because I want to take her to court, or I just want to be able to pay for something or discharge something, get rid of a bill. No, there's more to that. It's not just, it's the freedom part that's important. It's you living by God's law, man. So, okay, so let's go into it. I'm going to read the front of it, then I'm going to go into the article. I'm going to read what it's about. It's a law and customs, so when you go look it up online, okay, laws and customs of war on land, right? Talking about the Hague. So the convention signed at the Hague, October 18, 1907, with annex of regulations, Senate advice, and consent to ratification, March 10, 1908, ratified by the President of the United States, February 23, 1909. So like I say, a lot of this stuff been going on from the beginning of time, man. It just didn't start happening years and years ago. It's been before all of us was born, okay? Because they had an agenda, right? So process verbal of first deposit of ratification, including that of the United States at the Hague, dated November 27, 1909. Entered into force. That means they enforced this, right? Entered into force January 26, 1910, man. So it was in the making before it was in the making. So I'm talking about like 1933. See? And enforced, I'm talking about wars on land, right? Proclaimed by the President of the United States, February 28, 1910. Section 2 and 3 of the regulation supplemented by Convention of August 12, 1949, relative and protection of civilians in time of war, as between contract parties to both conventions. Chapter 2 of the regulations complemented by conventions of July 27, 1929 and August 12, 1949, relative to treatment of prisoners of war as between contracting parties. So this is about saying what they won't do to a private citizen and a U.S. citizen, right? Just keeping your hands off the property in a way. I'm just breaking this down as simple as I can get it, because I'm not really into bringing big words of law words. Not that I don't know them. I'm just saying I'm doing this for people, newbies, people that don't understand and want to learn and wonder why this shit is going on again. Okay, so let's just go into the articles. So I'm gonna start with Article 23. This is important. This is important. Again, I didn't say it. They said it. Okay? But if you don't read, you don't know it's there. And half of us don't know this is here. Because we don't, yeah, it's, it's okay. It's okay to to not, understand, it's okay because we all was starting out like that. Okay. So Article 23, in addition to prohibition provide by special conventions, it is especially forbidding. Article 23, it is forbidding. Catch what I'm saying. It is forbidden. Bidden. Okay? To apply poison or poisoned weapons. To kill or wound treacherous individuals belonging to the hostile nation or army. To kill, wound an enemy who have laid down his arms or have no longer means of defense, has surrendered at discretion. To declare that no quarter will be given. To employ arms, projectiles, or materials calculated to cause unnecessary suffering. To make improper use of a flag of truce, of the national flag, of the military insignia and uniform of the enemy, okay, as well as distinctive badge of the Geneva Convention. To draw, listen, this is G and H is like the best, right? So of Article 23 G and H, okay, to destroy or seize the enemy's property unless such destruction or seizure be imperatively damaged by the necessities of war. So what they're saying, they can't damage your property according to, during war. They can't do none of that, right? To declare, abolish, suspend, and inadmissible in court of law the rights and actions of the nationals, private citizen, American national, or you guys that say state nationals of the hostile party. That means they can't do nothing to us. Why? Because we're not in their jurisdiction. That's the main reason. And we're not a threat. Right? The most important right of a private American national is civilian due process of law. Understand that. We can't even be in their courtrooms, man. See, this is what I mean by, let me say why. By, excuse me, people, I'm ignoring all the all the discrepancies of me reading and trying to explain this, because I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time teaching on a video and stuff like that. So just bear with me, okay? So, but I have a lot of knowledge. So what that means is, what they mean by that is that I cannot be in your courtroom, and this is how I'm telling you, it's right here. I do not. I am due to civilian due process, right? That don't belong in statutes and codes. So how can I be in your court? You're gonna put me in an Article 3 court, and they not gonna even talk about the Article 3 courts. They don't even act like they don't know what you're talking about, because they not supposed to do that, right? They not supposed to do that. Okay, let's go on to 42. Okay, Article 42. This is Section 3. Yeah, Section 3, military authority over the territory of the hostile state. Right? This is Article 42 of Section 3. Okay, territory is considered occupied when it is actually placed under the authority of the hostile army. So that means you under it. I be saying this, of the United States, the territory, right? You're under the hostile military authority. Okay, hostile army. That means you are an enemy. The occupation extends only to the territory where such authority has been established and can be exercised. Okay, that's Article 42. Let me see my notes. What did I put? The states, I said this, okay, this is what this means. The states have been deemed to be occupied territories since March 9, 1933. This is why I say I'm a pre-March, because I'm going back to being a private citizen of that time. And you can do that. Somebody told me you can't do that. Yes, you can. Just because you weren't born at the time doesn't mean you can claim that. So just like you run and you claim the U.S. citizen, you can claim that. So who says you can't? Where's the law that says you can't? So one guy tried to tell me that in the group. How? It does not work like that. You have to, okay, let me say it this way. You guys have to realize they created a fictitious world. You got the right to create your own fictitious world. So you put those together and move about. That's you creating your own fictitious world. This whole thing is like that. So that's why you can say, well, how can you do that? You can, because that is a fictitious world. So how come you can't create one? It doesn't say that, but common sense, people. Common sense. You can create your fictitious world. Just like the ID shit. When I put that on there, that's my world. That's what I'm creating in my world. Am I just, let's get this right, because somebody would come and say, oh, you're making up stuff. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying use your knowledge in your head. You're living in a fictitious world. They're creating money on paper, green. We're running around killing and stealing for it. That's, you gave it power. They didn't give it power. The people gave it power. The cash that you say is money now, that is nothing. That's a piece of shit. No disrespect to them, but that's a piece of shit. That's their fictitious world. It's just like me saying, okay, this is my world, so I'm going to make me, I could take this piece of paper right here and just put my name on it and sign it, and then say, write a 20 on it and say, here, that's a negotiable instrument. That's a fictitious word that I created. So if this yellow piece of paper with 20 on it, with my face on it and a signature on it, and you take it and you say, oh, well, shit, and I'm talking about not just only you, the stores, everybody buys in. Guess what? This yellow piece of paper that I put $20 on my face and my signature will be reality to y'all. But that's my fictitious world that I made up. Same thing over there. The same thing with that green shit. That green shit. I call them tokens. That's not money. Gold and silver is money. Okay. So understand that. Just use your head sometimes and kind of visual what's going on and put your 2 cents on it, and you will feel that. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Article 55. Article 55. The occupying state shall be regarded only as administrator and usufructuary of public buildings. Do you know what usufruct is? I've been saying it in my videos. See, this is the big word I don't like to use, because you're saying, what is usufruct? But I've been saying it. So I'm going to say it in my terms. Use of. That's what usufruct means. It's use of. Now, I told you about my ID. I showed you my driver license. And I said, by me signing that way, I'm the sole beneficiary and agent of that, all caps. So I have usufruct for that. They put it in here. I didn't. So you wonder why. And you try to tell me, oh, you still doing commerce. You still do. Usufruct of property. You have use of. Understand? It says it right here. Go. It's in laws and customs and warren land. Go read it. It's there. Don't tell me in this group, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. What is that? You can't do that. You can't make up your own stuff. It says it right here. Again, You doing the same thing they doing, but only in your world, private citizen, the right world, God's law. So you have use of it, right? Use of property. That's what that was with my driving license that I showed y'all. But again, the guy said, you don't know what you're doing. You can't do that. You commerce, bruh. All caps is in commerce. I'm not. I have use of it because I have to have a CDL, man. Come on, know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're saying. It's in the book. So I'm just talking shit. No, people, y'all don't know me. But I read. I know. I understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. Real estate, forest, and agricultural estate belonging to the hostile state and situated in the occupied country. It must safeguard the capital of these properties and administer them in accordance with the rule of usufruct, meaning within the rule of use of. So let me explain this further. Now, when I say usufruct, use of, the commander in chief have use of, the treasury have use of your all capital name. You consider property. That's what this means. It's right here. Go look it up. Go read it. It's on the net. They have use of you as property, your car, your house, all of that. So guess what? When you don't make payments, what do? Repo, foreclose you, right? You have to understand. This is what it is. You can't say it ain't. That's what it is. Okay. Now, on to the next one. I have another one. Captured enemy property. Right? Captured enemy property. Boot of war and seized enemy property. It was over here. Now I'm going over to this one. It's another article. Okay? I didn't do it. They did it. The definitions. The first question to be determined is, what is captured enemy property? It's right here. Generally speaking, any property which is useful in war or is taken or seized on the grounds of military necessities. Military war, meaning the banking system. Raging war on you. You're going to hear this a lot. So quit thinking U.S. citizen, you're not an enemy. You are. Just because you're walking around here freely and driving your car down the street and doing whatever you want to do, smoking what you want to smoke, drinking what you want to drink, all them toxics and shit. Get what? You're an enemy. Don't think, when you see the police is in their head, that's the enemy. I know that's another human being, but that is how I handle it as such. And I did forget to tell you about the story when I had a conversation with a police officer. And I'll talk about that in a second. I won't forget. Okay. For the purpose of depriving the enemy, you, the U.S. citizen, of its use or of turning it to the capture's advantage is considered. So see, this is what I'm saying. They're going to do any means necessary to try to capture your property and take it from you. I don't give a damn if you pay for it, right? I'm just saying, even if you pay it off, they can still take it from you. Example, if you paid off a car, what you still have to do? Keep insurance on it. Keep it registered. You do, right? So guess what? If you don't have registration, you get stopped. They still can take the car. You want to know why? Because you're a U.S. citizen. Okay, you're a U.S. citizen. So when they still can take it, you're the enemy. They can seize property. That's what that means. If you have a house, guess what? Another example. You pay your house off, but what you still got? Land tax. You still got taxes. Don't pay your taxes. What do? The city comes in and take your house. So where do you win at? Unless you're a private citizen, they cannot take your shit. Put that shit right in the trust res. You know what a trust res is? Many of you don't. Private citizen do. Put that shit in the trust res. They can't take nothing. First of all, we don't. Now, I'm not gonna, don't quote me on this, but I think you still, it's something, like I said, this is some of the things. I haven't went into did this study yet because I don't mortgage. I don't do mortgages. I'm a private citizen. Right? So I will have to research. If somebody asks me, well, what about the land tax? But I do know some things you still have to do. Like I said about the toll, it's the all caps name. You still pay toll if you use it. Or is that shit gonna go up and then you ain't gonna want to pay it, and then guess what? Your car will get handled too. See, because the all caps, that's the all caps. That's the all caps. Regardless if it's you or not, they still can't touch you, put you in jail or nothing like that. But I'm saying you have use of that car, so you can't use the car no more. You can try to go and get the car as a private, like really do some shit, like as in. Go buy a car right out, and they can't touch you. You still gotta register though. You still gotta register the car. So that's not you can't avoid those things. It's like having a business, right? You don't pay taxes as a private citizen, but you still have to pay the franchise tax to keep it operating. So anything that needs to keep operating, you have to take care of it. There's no avoiding that part, right? But you have outweighed everything else versus those little things that don't really cost you much. You have to understand that. Okay, so we get to understand it. Okay, so let's move on about the let me see what I say. Okay, read the highlights. Okay, so I'm going to read some of the highlighted sections in this. But you can go and read the whole article and stuff about it if you want. But I'm going to read some little sections that I had marked up. Okay. The word capture is law, a technical term denoting the hostile seizure of person, places, or things. Meaning you, if you're a U.S. citizen, they can seize you, put you in jail. Right? They can take your property, just like I mentioned. It's right here. It says it. Okay. Enemy, as meaning a state which is war with the other state. The word property, as herein used, right, is restricted to person, property, or chattel. Person, you, U.S. citizen. Okay, the enemy. Okay. Ownership and unrestricted and exclusive rights to a thing, meaning they have control over everything. You own nothing. They own everything. We can run around here tomorrow. I got a Lamborghini. I got this. I got that. The only thing you do, you are the age. No, you are. Let me get this right. That was wrong. Sorry, people. You own this Lamborghini. Okay. Or whatever car you have. You have use of as a U.S. citizen of that vehicle because you are only the trustee. Right? You're the trustee until things go like this. They become the trustee. So they have use of my stuff, but I have use of the all caps too. You see what I'm saying? So what I say, because I trump everything, just Hey, handle this, handle that. They the trustee, or they don't want to be put on blast. You have to understand that, people. They don't want to be put on blast. So I'm trying to make this easy as possible so you understand what I'm saying here. Okay, people. Okay, so okay, let me see. I underlined some things that really wasn't. Mm, okay, I did write this part. Private property, right? Private property, which may be taken as booty as booty, is restricted to arms, uh, munitions, piece of equipment, horses, military papers, and the likes. Public enemy property, which may be seized as war booty, is limited to movables on the battlefield, and these need to be for military operations or necessities. So it says it will be readily understood then that the term captured enemy property defined above embraces much more than the term war booty. Okay. See, private property like guns and stuff like that, you won't be taken. It won't be taken from you. Again, you put all these things in the trust res. They can't take that stuff. Now, at a time of war, if it's part of the battlefield, they can take. So they got that right there, right? This is part of a battlefield, which you are not part of a battlefield, so they're not going to take your stuff. As a private citizen, they're gonna say, "Oh shit, in the trust res, we can't do it." I don't care if it's a registered gun. You put in your trust res, they still can't take it, but they can come to your house at any given time. Okay, let's use this as an example. Okay, let's say they're having a war out here. The civilians and everything is starting acting up, right? And they have war out here. They got guns, you got guns, right? So they come through and they stop all ammunition. They stop all that shit to try to gain control. They'll stop selling guns. And they can come around house to house and ask everybody if they want to. They can, because you're the enemy. Okay, you have use of a firearm that's registered that we allow you to have in our territory. So guess what? Give me your guns. What can you say? This is my gun. You can't take my gun. Yes, they can. There's a war going on. They can come and say, give me your AR, give me your pistol that we have listed right here that you have registered. We need that. You have to realize the gun people is with the government. They have to check in and make sure that you see. You have the freedom because of the of the Constitution that you can have a gun, right? Second Amendment, right? But they'll let you think that until they go to war, and then they're going to come. Okay, matter of fact, I'm going to give you an example of something that happened. And I know y'all, that you guys that own guns, right? Everybody was scared when they talk about COVID and the military is going to start doing this and doing that, and they're going to have martial law, and everybody started talking shit, talking about, hey, ain't nobody going to be doing this, making me do this. I'm going to fight for mine. I'm going to die for mine. And, say, hey, I believe, hey, man, yeah, why would you not want to fight for yourself? That's anybody. We all human. They gonna run from bullets too. They ain't gonna want to be standing out there like, oh, I'm in the army and I can take bullets. No, they ain't. They gonna run too. They gonna get the fuck out the way too. They might have tanks and jets, but on the ground, you are in trouble if everybody decide to go to war with you, because there's more of us than you, right? The army, right? But this is what now I'm gonna give you the example. When that shit broke out with the COVID-19, they started talking all that shit and then all this and talking about martial law and scaring people. People start going and getting in the lines for guns, right? They was able to buy guns, right? To keep you thinking that, oh, it's okay, we ain't. But guess what they did? Catch it. Catch it. You have to understand what's going on, people. They stopped selling the damn ammunition. See, they stopped selling the ammunition. The line, they know, they see this. The lines are filling up with people going buying rifles and guns because they're afraid that the military is going to try to force them to do something they don't want to do. Right? People still have the attitude like, damn, I know y'all the government, but y'all not going to just tell us. Y'all human too. Y'all not going to force us to do something like that or whatever, however they feel. And I understand that. But you got to understand what they're going to do too. Again, they want to have all the guns and the bullets, but they don't want you to have no bullets. Want to know why? Because it's called controlment. That's the enemy. You the enemy, right? So if you wasn't the enemy, they'll be like, okay, get as many bullets as you want, but we're going to wage war when these people's over here. Does it hurt the private citizen too? Yeah, because that's bullets. That's ammunition. That's ammunition. You can't go get none either. So that means we ain't got nobody shooting at us, but we shooting all the shit at them to get this control. You see how humans do? You want all the advantage, but you don't want to be shot at either. That's the same thing on the street with police people. They want all the advantage. They don't want you to have no gun. They went crazy here in Texas when they said, oh, Texas is allowed. Memphis, Tennessee, they're allowed to pack guns in a holster as long as you're over 21 years of age. Right? But they put the stipulations in there. We got the right to ask you about your gun. We got the right to stop you and search you about your gun. Right? Because they know there's fellas too that is over 21. They can carry guns too. Right? So this is, sorry, I'm checking, see my family moving around. So this is what I mean by stuff like that. I gotta let my family to the door. It's my daughter. Hey, daughter, what you doing? I'm on video doing my video right now. No, you don't know. You good. Come on. Come on. I don't edit nothing. I keep it going. Daughter coming to the door, y'all. So, yeah, so when you dealing with these people, they want control. So you got to understand where they coming from, which is like foolishness, but because they trying to keep control, they trying to keep order. Because if there is no government. You gotta think about it. If you renege if like the whole United States was to renege on the government. But again, this is not anti-government. This is not anti-policing. I am not saying do this shit. I'm not condoning this shit. I'm just saying, what if the U.S. citizens said, "Fuck this shit. I'm not." I'm not, y'all doing us like this and it don't supposed to be like this. And everybody just saying, I don't give a fuck. And that's the reason why they stopped the bullets. Because they don't want to go to war with you. Even though they got all the shit. You still, on the ground, you back. You fucked. On the ground. Why you think they don't want a lot of millionaires around? Because they can fund wars. Common sense. Why you think they try to slow that shit down? COVID-19, people losing their businesses and shit like that. Small business, because small businesses is the most businesses around in this country. Right? Not corporations. It's a lot of corporations, but it's small corporations around here. It's more of them than big ones. Bigger than Walmart. I mean, it's more small ones than Walmart type corporations. Trust me, it is. Go look it up. So if any of those have riches and they come together and say, fuck this, no, we're funding us. We're gonna take care of us. Y'all taking from us, y'all doing this to us. If it happened like that, that's what the government don't want. So that's why they try to keep you where you at, so you can't overthrow them. Okay? So let's move on. Okay, so we're gonna go and read some more highlighted areas that I thought was important to me that I studied on. Okay, we're still in boot of war. It has long been a basic principle of the international law of war that enemy public property captured on a battlefield becomes the property of the captured power, which is the government. So again, if they take your shit, which this is war anyway, that's what they're saying. We're really in war now, right? Not we, the U.S. citizen. The U.S. citizen is in getting war raged on them. And again, going back to the car, if they take your car, it's seized. They can't take it. If they repo, you can't get it back. It goes on your credit and all that, fucks you up. You can't do shit. But see, that system, they can talk the shit about the system, but the system is designed to keep you where you're at. So once you fuck up one thing, you can't just go get another thing easy. It's gonna fuck you up from getting shit. That's what they want. So you can go to poverty, so you can rely on them. Right? Okay, so it is further general held that when such a capture becomes perfect, when title to the property is vested, right? So what that means is you have to gain legal title over your property, right? If you have legal title, they can't do nothing. That means birth certificate, social security card, stuff like that. ID, social. Listen, again, use a threat, status, title, and claim. Private citizens, you must take title of your shit. They can't do nothing. You have to know how to take title of your shit, right? So they can't do nothing. Understand that. We're going to get into that later. Again, that's part of it. I got to talk about it. Okay? The principle is thus established that whatever divests the possession of the original owner and substitutes the military in his place is good capture, right? This I wrote some things down. I don't know why I wrote it down, but we're gonna keep going because this video is already getting long. It's gonna be quite a long video. Okay. The question, okay, the other highlighted that I highlighted was the question of title to the pistol was raised and it was held. That legal title, see what I just said? You must have legal title of your shit. Had been vested in the Iranian government by reason of capture. Okay. If you have legal title, they can't take my pistol. Trust res. If I put in my trust res, I don't care if it is registered. You can't come to my house and say, let me get your guns at a time of war. Okay? No, I gotta, hey, legal title and claim. I gotta claim and title, legal title of my pistol. You cannot take it. It's in trust res. It's property. You can't take it. Everybody else you taking, but you can't take this, guys. Oh, well, you're not. Well, we're gonna go on. Let's go over to this other door. That's what they're gonna do. They say, well, can't do nothing about him. That's all they're gonna say. They're gonna respect it and move on. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure I get you the right stuff because I have a lot of things underlined in here that I kept for me to teach. So, okay. Well, I just talked about because I showed proof. Like you'll see words. This is the reason why I highlighted this part. That's why I was trying to make sure it's right. The reason why I highlighted this part is because it just said office military government. So they just let you know this is a military government. It's saying it in the paperwork. That's why I highlighted it. So If you go get this article and you read it yourself, you will see a lot of things talking about military government, because that's what it is. It's military government. It's everything's military law. Period. Roman law. Rome runs everything. Remember that. Roman runs everything. Okay. And it talks about, okay, when you hear me say enemy belligerents, right? It's in here. So if anybody heard me say in the group, you're an enemy, or you're enemy belligerent, or just say belligerent, that's really what a U.S. citizen is to them. It's right here. It says a belligerent does not acquire title to any enemy public movable property until he has reduced it to firm possession. Legal title. They seize your shit as a belligerent enemy. That's what you're called, enemy belligerent. Okay. As a U.S. citizen, you're called an enemy belligerent to them. They're not going to put it out on TV. They're not going to put it on it. They're going to only have it in their shit. When you read that shit, it's what it says. So don't think you ain't an enemy belligerent. If you hear me say that as a U.S. citizen, that's what you are. Don't be mad at me. This is what they said. Okay. Okay. And it says, okay, so that's I underlined that. That wasn't important. Let me move on. Let me see. Let me find. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay. That's not highlighted. Okay, I'm just gonna read this, even though it's not highlighted. It says the general rule as expressed in Field Manual 2710, rules of land warfare, right? And I guess you can go look that up too. Rules of land warfare. It's that private property cannot be confiscated. I just said it a while ago. It's right here. In the time of war, private property cannot be confiscated. I just said it about the gun. It's right here. Go read it. It says the Field Manual 2710, rules of land warfare. It's in that. Go look that up too. Go look it up. It says it right here, people. I'm not just saying anything out my mouth. I'm not. Those of you that don't like me and saying all this crazy stuff in the group, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. I'm giving you all the game. I'm helping you. I'm trying to save lives. I'm helping you. So why would I just be just jumping? Okay, maybe because I ain't been in the group long and I just pop up and start saying stuff. Oh, you don't know what he talking about. But you just don't know. I'm saving lives here. Okay, it says it right here. Here too, however, there is an exception which provides that private property can be seized only by war or military necessity for the support of the army, right? My gun can't my guns can't be seized, people. It can't be seized unless you're a US enemy belligerent. And you have a gun, they're going to come take that in the time of war on land. Okay? Warfare. Okay? So that was into that. We're going to move on. Still got quite a bit. It's been an hour, so I'm still going to teach this because when I go into my other stuff, y'all will have history. Y'all know why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Why am I mentoring this process, okay? Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the president that was involved with all this stuff. Right? We're going to talk about the president that was involved, right? Franklin D. Roosevelt. What do you know? Right? And I'm going to, read Franklin Roosevelt, some of the stuff when I was talking about the Emergency Banking Relief Act, what he did was, he kind of he actually stopped, seized all the banks and all that kind of stuff, stopped money flow because they was trying to take the gold and silver out, right? Okay. Proclamation 2040. That's in the Proclamation 2040 if you ever want to go to leave. I'm just gonna read some. I'm just gonna read the article that they had about uh, him, right? Proclamation 2040 bank holiday, right? They called it the bank holiday. Whereas on March 6, 1933, there it is. I, I, Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the United States of America, by proclamation declared the existence of a national emergency. Okay, I just said it. And proclamation and bank holiday, extending from Monday, the 6th day of March, to Thursday, the 9th day of March, 1933. Both dates inclusive, in order to prevent the export, hoarding, or earmarking of gold and or silver coin or bullion or currency or speculation in foreign exchange. He was trying to take all the gold and silver out at that time, man. That was the true money. Why you think that did that? Because they wanted control. They wanted to create their own shit. The green piece of paper, right? That we all kill and they kill and steal for, right? So they can trick. Again, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. If I go take this paper and create my own shit, and people, companies, and everything accepts this, I got the power. Okay. Same thing. They created their own world, and we accepted it. They accepted it, not me. Once upon a time, I did. Let's get that straight. So, okay. Okay, let's moving on. Whereas under the Act of March 9, 1933, all proclamation heretofore or hereafter issued by the president pursuant to the authority conferred by Section 5B, and Section 5B is good, of the Act of October 6, 1917, as an embedded or improved and confirmed, right? Whereas said national emergency still continues, and it is necessary to take further measures extending bay beyond, I'm tripping, they got this so small, beyond March 1933 in order to accomplish such purpose. I just read it. I just said it. So they had an agenda. So they taking all the gold and silver out. That's the true money. They going around people's house, give me your gold, give me your silver. There's no longer, no longer use that. So everybody gave up their shit. Some people probably followed their shit. Some people gave up their shit. And this is what you're gonna start using, this green shit. Pieces of paper. Now, that gives them power and control. Now, therefore, I, Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the United States of America, in view of such continuing national emergency and by virtue of the authority vested in me by Section 5B of the Act of October 6, 1917, I read that to you. I just did a thing on that. Who started it all? He's adopting that. He's taking that idea. Okay. Assembled, I'm as amended, sorry people, by the Act of March 9, 1933, do hereby proclaim, order, direct, and declare that all the terms and provisions of said proclamation of March 6, 1933 and the regulation and order issued thereunder are hereby continued in full force in effect. That means they're pushing it, and we're going to, anybody get in our way, we're going to handle you. We're going to handle you. Okay? In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and have caused the seal of the United States to be affixed. And he signed it. This is his writing. This is his letter. It's actually a letter. What the president said back then. So how do you get from section B? 5, right? Section 5B, right? Emergency Banking Relief Act, March 9, 1933, now 12 USC 95A. Its authority being derived from Section 5B of Trading with the Enemy Act of October 6, 1917. That is Trading with the Enemy Act, 1917, what the dude was trying to start. I talked about him. Colonel, remember that name? I talked about him. He was doing that for that agenda. See? But y'all say y'all want certain presidents and all this kind of stuff. I don't get that. I never voted for nobody. For what? They're not gonna do nothing. They just standing in place. Every corporation has to have a president. Go look it up. That's exactly what they're doing. They operating. Y'all think a president is just a called a president? No, a corporation has a president, and they have to have they after every term they have to change presidents. Or you can, if you own, well, you don't own a corporate because it's its own entity. If you have a corporation and you are the president of your corporation, you can continue that because nobody's voting you out of being the president. That's why you continue to having most of the shares in your corporation. Who has the most shares in the U.S. corporation? Well, we know who that is. Rome. We're up under Roman law. That's who controls the U.S. Believe that. So you have to go understand what corporations do. The president, y'all think is just, oh, that's no, that president is the person that runs the entity, right? But you have your directors that say all, make the rules, can fire you, bring you back in, get you out of there. You see what I'm saying? And guess who is that? The Congress. Now do y'all understand what this shit is? So you saying you're a U.S. citizen. So you're a citizen of the corporation. How? So they said, how's that? You're an enemy. I don't know y'all like that. But we'll let y'all think that, though. We create this world, so catch it. I'm putting this in simplest form so you can think about it. Oh, what the fuck? True. True facts. Go look what a corporation is and what they have involved in a corporation. Go read corporate law, stuff like that. I'm not doing this. I have one. I'm not just saying it. I abide by it. Okay? The Congress is the directors on the cool. Think about it. They the one make the laws. They can get rid of the president if they want to. They have more stake in the corporation. Rome has the overall. They have a bigger portion after Rome, so they can control the president. The president can only say certain things and make suggestions. They can say, no, nigga, we make the motherfucking rules here. You're not making up, but we might think about that one. That sounds good. We'll try that one. Just so we can keep our agenda up, we might satisfy that for what the people want. Think about it. Okay, so we're going to go into I have other things that I can talk about, but I'm not going to go into that because, like I say, this video is getting kind of long. 1 hour, 19 minutes, people. We still got some stuff to go. So, we're going to talk about physical military state, right? So, it's just a definition. So, what is a physical military state? A physical military state is a state that bases its economy model on the sustainment of its armed forces. Okay, usually in time of prolonged or served conflict. Okay, characteristically, fiscal military state will subject citizens to high taxation of this purpose. So by you being the enemy, they're gonna tax the shit out of you. That's what they saying. They're gonna tax the shit out of you. That's how they fund themselves. That's how they fund wars. That's how they fund warfare. Let me say that. War and warfare. Warfare, you know, it's two. To me, it's two different things. Warfare means you actually in war. War can mean anything you're doing against somebody. I'm putting that in simple form. Like I can rage war on you. I can just say, hey, for you walking down my sidewalk, give me $10 a day every time you walk down my sidewalk. That's raging war on you. Okay? So war just don't mean bang, bang, bang. No, warfare means bang, 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 bang. Okay? War can mean anything when it comes to shit like that. And it's, you know, in that realm, right? I'm in another realm. Okay, so let's understand. Okay, so we're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna look at documents, statements pertaining to the banking emergency. I think I was just saying with that, you can just go look that up and read through it. It's a lot of good information in it. Go look up documents and statements pertaining to the banking emergency. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to go over it here. But what I'm going to do is go over the bankruptcy of the United States. You need to read it, okay? So you can understand what all this is about too, right? The bankruptcy of the United States. United States Congress record March 17th, 1993, right? Volume 33, page H, 1303. Write that down if you heard what I said, right? And go look it up. The speaker is Republican James Traficant Jr. out of Ohio, addresses the House. Mr. Speaker, we are here now in Chapter 11. Members of Congress are official trustees. Hear that word again, trustees. Official trustees presiding over the greatest reorganization of any bankrupt entity in the world history, the U.S. government. You heard it said entity, right? I just said it. This is its own entity. U.S. is a corporation. We are setting forth fully a blueprint for our future. There are some who say it is a coroner's report that will lead to our demise. Right? It's an established fact that the United States federal government has been dissolved by the Emergency Banking Relief Act, or Emergency Bank Act. March 9, 1933, 48 Statute 1 Public Law 89719, declared by President Roosevelt again I'm not just talking people. They putting it out there. You got to understand. Okay, what is going on? Okay, being bankrupt and insolvent. HJR 192 73rd, which everybody wants to state when they put these documents out. They don't respect that shit. Do not state no HJR 192 when you trying to send shit back. Furthermore, don't send shit back or they're going to put you in criminal investigation. Guys, it's right here. Don't. It's not saying don't do it. I'm saying it says it in the thing I posted. Okay, don't try to state this HJR 192 stuff. Okay, Congress session June 5th, 1933, joint resolution to suspend the gold standard and abrogate the gold clause, dissolve the sovereign. There go that word, sovereign authority. You're not sovereign, people. They are. Okay. Of the United States and the official capacities of all United States governments of offices, and departments, and is further evidence that the United States federal government exists today in name only. So they bankrupt. They created a fictitious world. They make the green paper. They bring them power. So now you can go and use the cash that they make, the tokens, the green pieces of paper, to keep them in power. Because in bankruptcy, they can't do shit. You got to keep them with power. Military, and those green pieces of paper. The receivers of the United States bankruptcy are international bankers via the United Nations, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Funds. Let's go back. The receivers of the United States bankruptcy are the internal national bankers via the United Nations. They run everything. UN runs everything. They do. Trust me, they do. They run the White House. They keep all secrets. They don't give a fuck. They don't play. They are the biggest gangsters of them. Remember, the military has answered to them. The World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Okay? All United States officials, and departments are now operating with a de facto status in name only under emergency war powers. Okay? Emergency war powers. Raging war on the U.S. citizens. With constitutional Republican form, government now dissolves. The receivers of the bankruptcy have adopted a new form of government for the United States. This new form of government is known as a democracy, being an established socialist communist order under a new government for America. The act was instituted and established by the transferring or placing the office of the Secretary of Treasury, and I'm going to talk about something when I get done, the Secretary of Treasury to that of the government of the initial monetary funding. Public Law 94-564, page 8, sections HR 13955 reads in part, the Secretary of Treasury receives no compensation for representing the United States. Let's go back. Okay. So, all you people that think you can just pass around these forms from the IRS, the IRS is just actually the accountant of the U.S., really. Okay? The accountant. They keep the books, right? When you get those checks in the mail, who they come from? The Treasury. So when you handle business, that's who handle private citizen affairs. But you have to know how to deal with them. Everybody running around talking about discharging shit, talking about I'm gonna do an OID, or I'm gonna do a promissory note. That's commercial. When you're dealing with them, it's private citizenship. Treasury handles your affairs. They're the trustee. Understand that. I'm not just talking. It says it right here. U.S. Treasury handles everything. Don't be fucking with the M1 funds. Do you know what M1 funds is? That's Federal Reserve funds. So if you make counterfeit tokens, guess who come fuck with you? Them. Right? They come fuck with you. Because you mess with the M1 funds. They create the fictitious word. You can't use their word to create something. Right? So all the guys that talking about, well, how do you know you can do it's dude, the treasurer's the only people that can handle affairs for you. You can't run around and talk about you're gonna create and do this and do that, and I'm gonna discharge this and do that. When the discharge, y'all talking about is setting off, because it's basically they gonna do nothing but come back around and hit you with the same bill again. Oh yeah, we'll take this and use it, and guess what they're using it for? They're making money off your negotiable instrument that you say you're gonna use to give to them from the IRS. I don't get y'all people. I don't get y'all. See, but I don't know what I'm talking about. But they saying it in their shit. The Treasury is everything. They the trustee. They handle the affairs. Let me give you an example before I move on. I'm gonna show how this shit go. Everybody running around here talking about they got credit. What is on my side? What is credit? Okay, I understand what it is on the other side, but what is credit? The Treasury creates credit when they want to. You have to understand. You have to know what to do, or you have to know how to deal with them. You don't know how to deal with them, you might as well leave them alone, because your ass going to jail. Okay. So what I'm saying is, all the OIDs and all that 1099As and all that, that's IRS shit. You can't be running around talking about you're a private citizen using that shit. I'm going to say this again. Again, I'm not knocking the guys that's doing it. I'm not saying it. I'm just telling you the truth about what they say. Don't take my word for it. Just let them come slap you back with the same bill again later on down the line that you run around here setting shit off that they might accept. They might. It depends on the people. They might accept it. So you think it works because they accept it, right? You think it works because they accept it. And then guess what they do? Come right around, hit you with the same bill. You're like, what the fuck is this? I gave you this. Again, you didn't do nothing but set it off, man. All they said is, oh, we'll take this and we're just going to take his negotiable instrument. We're going to just ring it around the rosy and make some money off of it. And guess what? We're going to take that money, raging war. We're going to take that money and then we're going to hit them with, they got a bill again, the same amount, $200,000 or whatever. I'm just using that Spanish. I ain't saying it. I'm overdoing it. But I'm just saying. So when we handle our affairs, it's gone forever. It's no coming back. Ain't no slapping back because the obligation is taken care of. We call it taking care of obligations. We handle our own affairs as private citizens. We don't use the IRS. We don't tell the IRS to do this. And matter of fact, let me get to the real deal about this example. Okay, you're gonna trip. Okay, so when you go into the bank and you talking about getting credit, right? And they just look at your credit report just because you're the enemy. They gonna look at your credit report and see if you're a good paymaster. Right? They see that you're a great paymaster. You got great credit as far as that goes, you know. And you ask for the loan for the house or whatever. They take your information. You're right. Listen, a fact. They're raging war on you, and what they do is take your social security number, get with the Treasury, say Treasury. They know how to monetize shit, right? This is for education purpose only, but it's a fact. So you learn something, right? The bank goes and take your shit, your all caps. Run to the Treasury and say, hey, we're going to monetize this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. who want to monetize this. They know how to go about doing shit. And guess what? The money that the Treasury credits to you, that 200, 300,000 for that house, they turn around and put an interest on it, which is illegal. And then tell you this is the interest on the money that we got off your name. For y'all thinking that the bank takes money, people's money and lends it out, that's a false statement, people. That is illegal. They can't do that. They can get fucking fined by the government for that. Because they want to wage war on you. And they're going to do it the right way. You don't know nothing about it. They saying, okay, it's good pay. Why do you think some people still get credit with bad credit? Because they're taking your name. You can get the credit anytime. Guess what? In my world, we runs that. We just uses that avenue, right? We use that avenue. So I'm going to cut that short. We'll talk about it another time. That's private shit. Hey, you know what's up. So, prior to 1913, most Americans owned clear, allodied title to property, free and clear of any liens. Now tell me, people, it says right here, you talking about we don't get no liens on our property. Yeah, we do. When you sign a card, that's a lien. When you sign that paper, the state has a lien on your car. Well, no. The lien holder is the finance company, right? That's why they can repo your car. They don't want to, but they will. And then turn right around and sell that car again, have another lien on it, and that person has use of again. Okay? So understand that. It says it right here, lien, mortgages. Somebody tell me, I ain't got no lien on my house, my mortgage. Yes, you do. When you sign the promissory note for the loan, whatever financial company you sign a promissory note. You probably won't pay attention. You sign a promissory note, lien on your house. Why you think they can come? They the lien holder. That's what you know what a lien holder is? Lien holder. That's the person that got the lien on your house. Okay. Until the Federal Reserve Act 1913 hypothetically hypotheticated, let me get this right, people, all property within the federal United States to Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve in which the trustee stockholder held legal title. So that word is legal title. You must have legal title, people, to run your shit, to control your shit. You got to get legal title. Stop saying you're a private citizen just because you got a trust. That's not a private citizen. You're just a U.S. citizen with a trust. That's it. They can come in and fuck you. It says it right here. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just in the group just saying shit. You must have legal title, people. Status, title, and claim. But everybody, you ain't got a lien on your property. You don't know what you're talking about. Not trying to make fun of. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm keeping it raw. Okay. So, and then in which the trustee stockholders held legal title. The trustees have legal title of the stockholders. Legal title. The U.S. citizen tenant franchise Z, which is you to all caps, was registered as a beneficiary of the trust via his or her birth certificate. They're telling you, I'm not. No, people. Birth certificate is not a bond. It's a banknote. I gave out something just now. And I shouldn't be. I just gave you something. Everybody out there, it's a bond. No, it's a bond. Bruh, no, it's a bond. I mean, a banknote. It's not a bond. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to give you something else. When you go ask for a birth certificate at your county level, if you look at the application, it says, how many do you want? You don't have to just get one. You can get plenty of them. And we're going to go into that later. So, 1933, the federal, it says it right here, people. I'm reading it to you. I'm just not talking. In 1933, the federal United States well, I hate this word. Hypothecated, hypothecated, hypothecated all the present and future properties, assets, and labor of their subjects, U.S. citizens. I'm reading it. Your labor. Your labor. So stop thinking these people your friends. They ain't not your friends. Because you're the enemy. So you can't consider them your friends. Right? Okay, the 14th Amendment, U.S. citizen, right? That's continuance of the sentence I just read. To the Federal Reserve System through the Secretary of Treasury. But everybody's talking about these OIDs. And why they keep talking about the Secretary of Treasury? Because it's the most important. Only private citizens handle their affairs through the Treasury Secretary. We don't do OIDs. So if you're doing those, you're not a private citizen. If you say you're a private citizen, you're confusing them and they're gonna fucking fuck you. So just know that. I'm reading this stuff to you guys. I'm reading it to you. Flat out, loud and clear. You can go look it up yourself. I just gave you the information to go look up. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that off because again it's getting a little long this video. I got some more things. So why don't y'all go read the bankruptcy of the United States, right? Just read that article. You should be able to find it on the internet. The bankruptcy of the United States. Read it. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to other stuff, right? That I notes on. I have something that I want to post for people to read, and I'll do it later, at a later time. But I'm not going to read over it. I want you to read it. Okay. Okay. So at the end, so I can get ready and cut this video off, I'm going to read a little bit about the Franklin Roosevelt confiscated all the gold and silver, right? I'm going to go through that. But I will post this paper I'm talking about, and I will get it posted a little bit later in the group so you can look it over. And remember that goes with this video. So when you see it, you're like, okay, that's what he was talking about in the video. Okay. It's the timeline. I mean, let me kind of say what it is so you'll understand. It's the timeline of Trading with the Enemy Act, Section 5B. It's the timeline of what I was talking about, so you can see like, oh shit, now that's when they did that. So yeah, you have that. There's a note. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's a little article that I kind of got for myself and put it up, and I wanted to keep it. So it's called Honest Money, Gold and Silver Report. I got it. It's also on the internet too, if you can look it up and find it. Legacy of Infamy. The year was 1933. Herbert Hoover was still president. Franklin Delano Roosevelt waited into the wings to sworn in as the new president of the United States. The following resolution was written by Eugene Mayers and the New York bankers. It was given to President Hoover at 10 p.m. March 3, 1933. Okay. Let me light this back up, people. Bear with me. Okay, resolution by the Federal Reserve Board of New York. Whereas, in opinion of the Board of Directors of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the continued and increasingly withdrawal of currency and gold from the banks of the country has now created a national emergency. So when they took all the gold and silver out, it created an emergency with the banks. Some of the banks even closed down. It was a lot more banks. They closed some of the banks down because they took all the gold and silver out. So what the government basically did, like I say, the tokens, the green tokens they got, they put it out and to show people, this is what we're using now, and y'all must use this money. Don't use anything else. If we do, we come to confiscate it anyway. If we find out you got it, right? That's why if you was to go buy gold bars, they're gonna come check with you. They're gonna say, where did you get it from? Okay, they're gonna check with you. Trust me. If they find out or hear that you got gold bars, they're gonna come fuck with you. Believe that. Trust me. They confiscated. They said confiscate, right? They're gonna come fuck with you if they hear that you got gold bars. Don't let it get out. If you do, don't let it get out. Okay. Whereas it is understood the adequate remedial measure cannot be enacted before tomorrow morning. Now, therefore, be it resolved that in this emergency, the Federal Reserve Board is hereby requested to urge the President of the United States to declare a banking holiday Saturday, March 4th, and Monday, March 6th, in order to afford opportunity to governmental authorities and banks themselves to take such measures as may be necessary to protect the interests of the people and property. Promptly. I'm sorry, I'm reading too fast. To provide adequate banking and credit facilities for all parties of the country. That's why some of them closed down, because they, then it talks about the executive order, people. I'm not going to read it all. I just wanted to read that part and get you. So basically, just go look up, so it'll help you. So this video don't be too long. I know some people might be getting bored. I can read it all, but I'm not going to read it all. I want you to read and understand. But this is the start of it. It's called Honest Money, Gold, and Silver Report. Okay, Honest Money, Gold, Silver Report. Go read the executive order they had put in. Okay, Roosevelt's first actions as president. And it's kind of a long article. It has quite a bit, sections, titles, and stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and read that. Might be another 2 hours of me giving you information and stuff like that. So it's almost been another 2 hours. 2 hours now. So I know some people is like, I'm really ready for the real shit. Now, I know you are, people, and I'm going to come with it. Like I said, I wanted to kind of give you history of why we are becoming private citizens pre-March 1933, because this was before they went into this Banking Relief Act. How can I say? My other thing is Trading with the Enemy Act. Okay, we going before that, because really, again, I'm gonna say this again. You was born a pre-March. When your mama signed the birth certificate to get the birth certificate and social security card, that's when you went to the enemy side. Okay, that's when it happened. So you have the right to go back to that, right? But don't go tell me I don't want the social security number. Don't be saying I don't want the full caps name. Don't be going to do all that, because you don't have to do that, people. You have, I just read it to you, have use of Fred of the all caps, like they have use of Fred of the all caps that they created, the all caps, right? They took your name that God gave you, your mother gave you, and made it all caps and created a fictitious world and start using it, right? So what you're telling them is that, hey, I'm this person. I'm trying to get back to that. God's law. I know y'all respect God's law and stuff like that. Y'all can still have use of it, but you're still a trustee, president, and treasurer. Y'all are trustees of mine, and I'm beneficiary sole agent. So, hey, that's what it is. I'm following rules. I'm following laws. I'm not breaking them. And I have right to get legal title. Legal title. That's that word. We're gonna go into that later on, man. I'm gonna get off here. I got some more stuff. Like I say, I'm gonna start posting. I'm gonna start I'm gonna post that later on today. The thing you can read over too, and the other ones I named out through the video. You can go look it up, print it out, read it yourself, and understand. People, you have to get an understanding of this stuff. It's real out here. It's not made up shit. These are their laws. They made it up. I didn't make it up. Again, I'm going on God's law. Okay, so peace, everyone, and I'll come with a great video next. You might love it. Yeah.